Check this out.
Welcome to BLPA Big Show. Hockey sports, life for the adult athletes.
Yeah.
Powered by the Beer League Players Association.
You better follow me.
Follow us, the BLPA, on every social media outlet. Follow the crew on Twitter at Nicker Jones.
Let's get it. Here we go.
Welcome to the greatest hockey show in the world. Good week, everybody. How's everyone doing? If you guys don't know me, my name's Nick. I'm your host. I'll be the one hosting you through this journey today. This is my co-host Jason. Jason, what's going on?
What's happening, Nick?
How much hear that voice was a little weak on that intro because I've been sick.
You've been sick, yeah.
Very sick. I got once every, I guess, 3 to 4 years. Like I get like just sicker than fuck. Like just incredibly ill. And this time it just happened on my birthday.
On your birthday, yeah.
And I was literally like, am I gonna have to go to the hospital? Like, what's going on? Like, it was not good. We planned a birthday show.
We did, yeah.
And then I mean, I'd been sick for like a week leading up, and it just kept building and building. I got my lungs. We're down in the black lung pop, and I was so sick, like I lost days, like in terms of like I was sleeping the whole day.
Yeah,
4 days in a row, like from Thursday until Sunday, and I thought it was still like Friday on Sunday. And so it was one of those 6, but here I am.
We're glad you're pushing through today. We appreciate it.
I mean, I'm alive,
and
that's what's good. I'm worried about this weekend in Philadelphia because
okay.
I got bad lungs.
Yeah.
Outside hockey, only 10 skaters per team.
Oof.
It's gonna be tough. I'm gonna have to power through. It's gonna test my abilities as a professional hockey player, really.
Yeah. Dan asked me to come to Philly, but I just couldn't pull it off in time. Not short term.
Yeah, Philly is Philly's the shits. So yeah. I'm pretty stoked about it.
Next year, that's on my bucket list.
Well, you got to come to the first one of the year, right?
Yeah,
that one sells out every year. Yeah, that one sells out every year. Sells out. All right. Before we get going, why don't you tell people where they can find us?
Yeah, they can find us on all social media at the BLPA. They can find Nick over at Nicker Jones on Twitter/X and the Nicker Jones on Instagram. You can only find me on the tweeters at Beer League Jason.
Yeah, and we're on Facebook Live. I think we're also on Twitch Live and X Live and YouTube Live, but mainly Facebook Live. So come in, chat with us, chirp us, do whatever you need to do. A public service announcement first as we begin. Someone told me, and I found this, I don't know if we're supposed to be flattered or whatever, but they said, Nick, my 12-year-old kid listens to the show. And so first off,
oof,
your 12-year-old kid should not be listening to this show. Like, no. I'm not saying you're a bad parent if you let him, because, I mean, listen, we cuss.
Yeah.
We talk about things that probably a 12-year-old shouldn't be subject to.
Yeah.
I don't know what age, 14, 15.
I don't know. Maybe we should speak to our lawyers before we decide on an age that we're endorsing.
I mean, I know we got another 15-year-old, like a cool dude. I want to shout out Rustin. He is a cool dude. He listens to us.
Okay.
But 12 young.
Years old I got a 13-year-old son, and I certainly wouldn't let him listen to my own podcast.
Yeah, that's why I kicked Cooper out, and why we started doing it during the day, because Cooper was like, "Dad, what are you yelling about? What's a vagina, Dad?" And
what's
I'm like,
this word?
Oh my God. He's like, "What's dick particle index?" I'm like, "Oh, come on, this is probably time that we gotta get it out." So, we're flattered.
Yeah, we appreciate it,
and I get it. Me and Jason, very morally sound individuals, shaping the mind
for sure
of Beer League's youth. I mean, that's what we do. I get it, but it's not something we're proud of.
Yeah, exactly.
And
listen, have your kids listen at their own risk. That's all we're saying.
Yeah, like we cannot say that this is a show for kids. It is a family show, but not. It's just if you're letting your kids listen, I'm just questioning your parenting techniques.
Yeah. And we appreciate it. Don't get us wrong. We appreciate it, but we're still questioning.
Yeah, we need the numbers. We need it. Listen, if you can have your 12-year-old tell all of his
12-year-old friends,
because we love going viral. We've got a taste of it.
Yeah, we did.
We got a taste of the viralness, and so I think we want it more. And if it takes us 12-year-old kids to share the shit, then whatever we got to do. We'll try to clean it up, but the odds are that we're going to clean it up not looking good.
Yeah, it's not going to be great.
12 years old. So it has been a few weeks since we've recorded, mainly because Jason went on a cruise.
Yeah, for my birthday.
He went on a cruise, and guess what? I got a message from someone, and they're like, "Hey, what a small world the BLPA is." And I said, "What?" He's like, "I'm working on a cruise ship down here. I saw Jason." And I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah, small world." So shout out Ross for working on a cruise ship and seeing Jason.
The crazy thing is, so I had just seen Ross, obviously. We had just played with Ross in Savannah.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm getting off a boat. I think we were in Puerto Rico. I'm fairly certain that's where we were. We had a few stops, but I think that's where. So I'm just walking with my family and like we're all talking or whatever. And I hear Jason. And I'm like, who would know me in Puerto Rico? And I turn around, there's Big Ross. And I'm like, what are you doing here? So it was definitely like small world feeling for sure to just see somebody who I just played hockey with, a week earlier, and now I see him in Puerto Rico getting off a cruise ship.
Yeah, small world. BLPA, connecting the world of sports.
That's right.
That's what we do.
Yep.
But Jason went on a cruise, and then the next week, I just talked about how sick I was. So obviously I couldn't record. I could have been like on here and just shivering with a blanket over my head, and Jason could have led the show, which probably would have been a good show. But I wouldn't have had much to add, and I like to add things. I like to add.
It probably wouldn't have been a good time for you either. We want you to have a good time on this.
That's what we're here for. We're here to have good times, right? So, so now here we are. I leave for Philadelphia tomorrow. The gauntlet has started.
You got a 6 a.m. flight or what?
7:45.
Okay, that's better.
Yeah, it is better. I'm not super stoked about it.
Yeah,
but 7:45, and I get in at 5, so it's a reasonable time.
Okay.
I just got upgraded to first class from here to MSP. So, I mean, things are looking up.
Yeah.
But so it goes Philadelphia, Omaha, Boston. We have to cancel Ann Arbor. Didn't get the registrations. See Ann Arbor. Then I go to Orlando. I'm going to Orlando because I feel bad as a father that I'm gone every weekend. So when my kid says, I want to go to Disney World.
You're going to Disney World.
Yeah. And so we're going to Disney World. And then they come back. I go to Burlington, Vermont for a bash, and then Virginia Beach, and then Philadelphia again, and then Columbus. Then I have to work a dance competition.
Bash?
Columbus Bash, yeah.
Well, I think I'll be there.
Okay. And then I work dance competition 2 weeks in a row because I'm a man of many talents.
Yeah.
I can dance, I can sing, I can podcast, I can puck.
You can MC anything. That's what you're saying.
Exactly. Yeah, I can MC, I can talk.
Yeah.
And then Cleveland, Dex, and then Japan.
I'll also be in Cleveland, and unfortunately, I'm going to miss Japan.
Are you still in Virginia Beach as well? Weren't you playing on a team in Virginia Beach?
Oh, I think I am. No, Raleigh? Isn't there a bash in Raleigh?
Charlotte. Okay, but that's Labor Day. That's Labor Day.
Yes, I will be at the bash in Charlotte.
Yeah. So we already got chatter saying, "Oh no, Ann Arbor officially dead." Yeah. I mean, listen, if you only have like 15 people registered, you can't. I mean, can't.
It wouldn't be fun for you guys to skate 1-on-1 with one guy on the bench to switch out with. That wouldn't be too much fun.
Yeah. So we got a lot of stuff coming up. Super stoked for all of it. We got one question that I want answered in the comments here, and people can tweet us whatever. Should Content Girl Brooklyn is going with me to Japan?
Yep.
Tag team.
Did a great job in Savannah.
Great job. We'll talk about that in just 1 second. Should Content Brooklyn and I stay in a sex hotel in Japan? What do you think?
I think you should.
I
mean, you're going to Japan.
I mean, what else? I mean, we want the whole shebang.
Yeah.
Right. And so we might as well experience a night in the sex hotel room together.
Yeah.
Unknown caller.
Oh, got a caller. Not for us though. Oh, I just need to turn that down. Sorry, my phone is connected to this, to the thing because we got a question from a listener, and I just got an unknown caller. So sorry about that, guys. So I don't like I stayed in the sex. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Maybe I should ask her, or do I just spring it on her? Do I just say, hey?
You should probably get consent first.
should I just say, hey, Brooklyn, I got us this hotel, and then we show up and we're in a sex hotel
Yeah.
together?
What?
Huh.
So you stayed in one before. What exactly does a sex hotel entail? What? I've never been to a sex hotel, so can you explain to the audience what that is?
Yeah, it's a hotel where you have sex.
Okay. Well, isn't that all hotels?
Well, no. I mean,
you can have sex in any hotel.
This one is specifically geared towards entertaining,
putting you in the mood.
Well, okay,
or allowing better positions. What are we talking here?
The one that I accidentally stayed in. The only okay, hold on, let me text Brooklyn first. Are you around? And we'll see if we can get her on, and we'll ask her this question.
Okay.
So I went to Japan, and I've told this story many times, but we'll tell it again because it's now relevant to the conversation again.
Yeah.
And when is a sex hotel not relevant to conversation?
Right.
Everyone wants to talk about sex hotels. Yeah. Hey, he said, the guy said, "Hey, are you up?" I said, "Hey, are you around?" Okay, so I'm keeping it clean.
It's a little better.
So we played in Kurizawa, which is up near Nagano, and when on the way back, I'd always wanted to see a Japanese baseball game, right? Because I've seen Mr. Baseball. Oh, Mr. Baseball! I saw that movie growing up. I loved it, and I always wondered if Japan baseball was that way. And so I was like, "Oh, are there any tickets?" And there were tickets, and so I got tickets to go to this ball game.
Yeah.
And okay, so that's cool. So I was just on Expedia looking for hotels, and I just found one within walking distance, paid for it, and I was on the high speed train, and just got. So I get out, I get off at my train station, I make my way to this hotel, and it's discreet. It's a discreet location in there. There's not much signage.
Okay.
You go in, and when you walk in, there's just there's like a dark foyer.
Okay.
And as soon as you walk in, like a little thing opens, and you don't see any faces or bodies. It opens up about this much, and a hand just comes out and points to a credit card. So you just give them your credit card, and you go, and then they hand you a key. Like, okay. So then I get in the key, and I go up, and I just throw my stuff in the room and leave because I'm going to a ball game in Yokohama, right? So, so I throw my stuff in the hotel, leave. As I leave, I walk out the door, and they come chasing after me and say they need the key. I'm like, well, it's my room. It's the key. No, you get the key when you come back. Oh, okay. Weird. So it should have been my first kind of clue that something was up because it was just a weird check-in. But we're in Japan.
Right. You're like, I don't know what the customs are here. Like this might be normal.
Yeah. And so I go to the ball game, and it was just like Mr. Baseball, like, and like they never stop. Like I'm in the outfield, they never stop chanting. It's like, you know how when you're like a kid and you go to a ball game, you get like the batter's helmet, and they fill it with ice cream.
Ice cream, yeah.
They fill it with ramen noodles.
Oh, okay.
And
oh yeah, I bet that's good ass ramen too.
Oh, it's so good. And they got like all this other food. I don't know what the actual like octopus balls was there. Those were good. So all sorts of things they had at this ball game, but it was an experience. And literally, like they give you these balloons, and they blow them up, and they look like big penises. Okay. And then they go countdown 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then they let all these balloons off in the thing. It's insane.
Sounds awesome.
Time. But then I get back to my hotel, and I'm laying there, and I'm like, wow, what a night. And I'm like, what's this karaoke machine in here? That's strange. Oh, dartboard. Like, oh wow, self-massager. But it was wrapped in a condom. And then like there's like a bowl of condoms there, and I was like, is this a sex hotel? And then I looked it up, and I was in a sex hotel.
Okay.
I didn't have sex, but
with anyone.
I mean, listen, there's 12-year-olds listening.
Okay.
You know,
so you didn't have sex. Got it.
Yeah. So, yeah, I didn't. Should we just call Brooklyn? She's not like answering, but let's just call her and see if I can get her to answer. I mean, she might be busy. She might be. She also teaches some things.
Okay. While you're doing that, we have somebody with a ref question in the comments. Okay. But I'm just going to ask them to expand on the question. So the question is, should a ref get involved on a dispute between players that has basically gotten taken care of between players? So tell me more. What does that mean? Like, are you saying that there was a dispute it got solved and then the ref escalated? Just give me more information and we'll answer that question.
She might not answer. She didn't answer my text, but
Okay.
I'm going to call anyway and see what's up.
Hello,
Brooklyn, what's going on?
Nick. Not much. Just driving home from teaching some Pilates.
Oh, hey, we're on a podcast live right now. So,
I should have looked at my text before I answered.
yeah,
Hello.
yeah. Hey, what's going on? It would be way better if your face was on the screen. But we have phone, so we're good. All right. So Jason and I were talking about our trip. We're talking about Savannah, and Jason wanted to compliment you on such a good job done on the video stuff.
Oh, thanks.
So,
Thank you. It's easy when you got good models and content to create, so makes it easy.
yeah. Well, thank you, Brooklyn.
She's not wrong.
Yeah, you are not wrong. So
Yeah.
so then we were talking about Japan, and I said, yeah, content girl Brooklyn's, she's going with me to Japan. And we basically asked all of our listeners what they thought, and I wanted to know your opinion. And the question is, should content girl Brooklyn and I, when we go to Japan, stay in a sex hotel?
Oh, well, there is a question.
Yeah. So
All right.
I gave him my experience at a sex hotel. I've already stayed in one.
Ah,
I guess just
you've got that.
just the type of guy I am.
Yeah.
That's
Solo in a sex hotel. That's
Yeah.
the type of guy Nick is.
Yeah. And so I thought, well, like you take Brooklyn, she's there.
Yeah.
Why not? So
Yeah.
everyone on the live stream seems to say yes.
Yeah.
So
Well, is it a couple questions? One, is it going to be like the Waffle House experience where you're just going to throw me under the bus and I'm going to order grits or something that I really actually didn't want to order? And I'm just like, well, I guess I'm ordering it. Here I am.
I wonder what the equivalent to ordering grits by accident in a sex hotel would be. Like, what's the
Yeah.
sex
Well,
hotel?
I don't know
equivalent?
either.
huh.
First timer, so
Yeah.
not sure.
I mean, I guess we yeah, I mean, we
Be
have
careful
to,
what you order is what I would suggest.
you would have to be careful. I mean, you got to kind of know at that point. I think for myself, if I would have to like, well, what's her likes and dislikes, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure, like knowing you, I know like your dislikes of food, and I probably could have said, "Hey, Brooklyn, you're not gonna like them grits."
Yeah,
but
now I know.
but you were asking for it, right? You asked for it,
Yeah.
so I'm like, okay,
I
well, let's like, I don't want to be your dad. I don't want to,
Yeah.
I want to let her live and learn. Is
Live
what
her
I want
life,
to do.
yeah.
So,
sure.
so yeah, so I mean, I obviously, if we're going to sex hotel, you want to have a good experience. You don't want to have a bad
Yeah.
experience for sure. So
Just
Exactly.
maybe be
Yeah.
more careful than your experience at Waffle House. Like you
Yeah.
maybe were a little more freer in Waffle House and maybe just be a little more reserved in the hotel.
yeah, but then also, if that's the way, how many times are you gonna go to Japan and stay in a sex hotel? Don't you want to be a little free, a little more?
Maybe.
Yeah.
You know,
I guess I shouldn't
explosive.
speak for Brooklyn. She should do whatever she feels.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, I guess you only go to Japan. For me, once, try the sex hotel for you. Try it twice. You liked it, you go back. So if it's the full Japanese experience, I guess you gotta give her a go.
Okay. I guess we're gonna have to do some research. I mean, we are staying on the front end, Brooklyn. We're gonna stay in Shinjuku, which is the red light district, and basically
alright.
where they know how to party. I mean, there's a party like the Golden Guy is a place that they stay open till like 5 a.m.
Wow.
So
Gonna have to start prepping now.
So yeah. Well, I mean, listen, I'm not staying up till 5 a.m. I want to be clear. But
Fair,
that
okay.
that place stays open till 5 a.m. So yeah. Anything else? Since we have you on the podcast live here, anything else that you're looking forward to in Japan that you just got to try, or maybe we should also throw it out to the audience. What should Content Girl Brooklyn and I, by virtue of she'll be with me, what should Content Girl Brooklyn do in Japan?
Yeah, curious to see what people have to say.
Well, listen, you didn't listen to the show, but we have 12-year-olds that listen to our show. Not something we're proud of, but because you made us go viral, Brooklyn. Now we're like, now we're getting a taste. So now we're like, well, if 12-year-olds are listening and sharing, then okay. So we're trying to clean it up, but we're not going to clean it up. But one of the comments was live content from the sex hotel. I mean, Yeah, I mean, of course, we can go live
Obviously.
anywhere. Go
Yeah, I
live.
think that goes without saying.
That's fair. You got to get the content. The content is there. It has to be created.
I mean, we're all about content, right? And at the end of the day, it's just skin. You know, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
But what
we need to get that lineup.
Oh, we're gonna do the Japanese penis lineup. I could definitely pick myself if it's all Japanese men and me. And I'm not talking about size, just probably like complexion. I would probably be
that would help for sure.
That would be able to do that. Okay, but what are you actually really looking forward to in Japan? Like, what's the one thing that you just have to do and have to try?
So I keep seeing TikToks about this massive store with a whole bunch of souvenirs and different stuff in it. I don't remember what it's called, but it's like 7 levels and it's like 24 hours.
Yeah, like Don Quixote.
So that is the one. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I love shopping and I love things. So.
Yeah. Japan does have a lot of shopping, a lot of weird shopping, but also like a lot of like high end shopping. Like if you're into like, I was watching some. I'm bougie, by the way, and I was looking at like high end like designer stuff, and there's like consignment stores in there where you can get like Louis Vuitton and that kind of stuff. Like they're used, obviously, but Japan is like one country that has super strict laws on counterfeit merchandise. Like they just don't like. I couldn't order fake Louis Vuitton Eagle gloves and have them sent to Japan probably because they'd probably be like, no, sorry, I can't do that.
Sorry, it's not real. Yeah.
But like the bags like reasonably priced and that kind of stuff. So I kind of want to ditch my backpack now, like when I travel, just because I saw Jason Kelsey with this like checkered Louis Vuitton like duffel bag they carries. And I thought that would be a really cool look. And so I want one of those, but I don't want to spend $3,000 on it.
It's a lot of money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mainly because we're only bringing in about $25 a month on Facebook. And so I can't do that at time being. So, so shopping, like your thing is shopping. Like that's what you're
shopping
super looking forward to.
And the Japanese scalp/head massage, that also is very high on the list.
Oh,
I feel like that would be really nice.
Okay. I didn't see a head massage place when I was there per se. I wasn't really looking though, but I did see a lot of the places where you put your feet into like the thing of fish and the fish eat all the stuff off your feet.
That is disgusting.
But people like it. People like it, I guess.
Yeah. I tried that when I was in Thailand and no dice. It will.
Did it
thinking about it.
Did it tickle?
Yeah. It's just like a whole bunch of little fingers are tickling you, but they're not fingers. They're greasy little fish who are eating. Ugh. Gross.
Okay. So we figured out.
You should try it. You got to try it.
But yeah, you should try it.
You sold it. I mean, we know you guys aren't foot fetish people, so we know in the sex hotel, foot stuff is out.
Yeah, foot stuff's out.
Yeah. Wait, so I guess we talked about Brett on our last podcast. Was Brett into the feet fish?
So he wasn't with me. It was a solo mission, but I probably would guess he would not be into it.
Huh, Brett.
Yeah. No, I don't think that would be a thing for him.
Well, shout out Brett, you know.
Yeah.
Shout him out. Yeah. So shout out
not like to listen.
Yeah, he doesn't listen. But who was our other friend? What was her name? We gotta give her a shout out again. I forget.
Janine.
I was gonna say Jeannie, and I didn't want to mess it. I know Janine with a J or G?
J. Janine with a J.
That's right.
If you're a local area, you can find her on Tinder. She recently got it.
She's on. Okay, she's out on the prowl. So hey, sounds like she needs to go to Japan, stay in a sex hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, she honestly probably would be down. I told her I was going, and she was looking at flights, so she probably could be persuaded.
This is about to become a party. You sure you don't want to come, Jason? You know?
Yeah, well, I'd love to, but I don't think it's going to happen for me.
It's not in the cards for you. Eh?
Yeah.
So all right. Well, anything you want to add to the podcast, people, before I let you go here? I mean, I'm sorry to ambush you on the show like this, but that's what we do.
No worries. It's no, I think that I'm just looking forward to seeing some suggestions of things that people say to do in Japan. Okay. And that's about it. That's all I got.
All right. Perfect. Someone says we should soak in an onsen and go see some shrines and temples. The only issue with an onsen is you can't have tattoos. You got to cover them things up. They don't like the tattoos. Jason,
so
Jason
I'm out.
would not. But you know what? I think the reason they don't like tattoos, excuse me, is that it is like a symbol of like the Japanese game, like the gangs, like the Yakuza. And so maybe the chicks, bad boy, they're going to think you're a bad boy, right?
They're like, oh,
And
he's a bad boy for sure.
Apparently they already like foreigners.
Okay.
And now you're a bad boy foreigner. This is your place, bud. But I think they give you things you can cover up in. Like you can wear like a long sleeve shirt and soak in the onsen. Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Or you can get like makeup. You will cover up your tattoo with makeup so you can't see it. I've seen that.
Wouldn't that come off in the water though?
Oh,
well, just gotta keep your arm above water.
Okay.
So,
well, what about my legs? Because they're also covered, in my chest.
Oh, I was thinking more of Nick. For you, it's a lost cause.
Yeah.
Nick, I was thinking more for all his tattoos would be easier to cover up.
Yeah, mine would be. But Nick Dinosaur says the tourist onsen are very accepting. So,
okay.
Listen, Nick, we're going to sex hotels. We're trying to get like not untouristy stuff, right? And so we wanted to go to like legitimate one, but legitimate one would for sure not let us in. Probably
no chance.
And Nick Dinosaur is part Japanese, so
he's our insider.
He's our insider, yeah, for sure. And hey, Nick, this is your daily reminder to sign up, so you can come to Japan with us and be our guide. So, all right, Brooklyn, nothing else to add?
Nope, not that I can think of.
All right. Well, you have a great day, and I'll let you know what people think. And thanks for being all about the content and the sex hotels.
Hey, no worries. Anytime. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
All right. So it sounds like we're going to sex hotel in Japan. And okay, this legitimate. I don't know if this is for people that come to a lot of drafts. I don't know if this would be of interest, but maybe it would. Would people be interested?
Oh, Nick's dying.
Still sick.
Yeah.
Would people be interested in seeing things like the draft or Japan from my point of view? And here's why.
I would be. Not the draft, but for sure your point of view of Japan.
Okay.
I've seen a few drafts, and probably other people would want to see it that haven't maybe seen as many as I have.
Because they have these glasses now, and they're called Meta Wayfarer glasses made by Ray-Ban. They have a lot of them. But
I've seen the Ray-Ban ones. Yeah, they have the camera. Yeah.
And I think I want to get them.
Yeah. I think they are super dope. I don't it's one of those things where like I stopped myself from impulse buying them because I was like, what am I going to actually use them for? But I think for you, they could serve a pretty good purpose.
Here's the only problem. You can't just like hit record and let it fill up the 32 gigabytes. Like it records like, I think it's 30-second, maybe to a minute clips. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But it can live stream.
Okay.
So like we could, and it basically, it only does like video in the vertical form. So like you're watching like an Instagram live.
Sure.
And that's what we could live stream. Like I could live stream myself doing a draft. Everyone would know that you shouldn't do cocaine.
Yeah.
Or show your butthole without
show
consent.
Your butthole without
everyone
consent,
would know that stuff. I'm just curious if people would like that, or if it's just me live streaming walking around Japan with Content Girl Brooklyn.
I think that would be cool.
Or anywhere we go, right? So I'm thinking. I mean, they are pricey.
Yeah.
Because I'd have to get prescription because I wear glasses anyway.
Sure.
And I was like, okay, well I should get a prescription pair of sunglasses and regular glasses, and it's like $1,200 Canadian. That's $1,000 US basically. It's like, is it worth it? Like, are we going to get $1,000? Are we going to get $1,000 of use out of them? That's the question, right?
Yeah. Maybe you start with just one pair though, like a non-sunglasses pair.
Yeah, just a regular pair.
So that you could wear them in the draft, and then as long as it's not too sunny out. I mean, I guess even if it is sunny out, you could still wear them. It would just be inconvenient for you.
Yeah, I would be uncomfortable, which is fine. I mean, I'm here for the people,
right?
And so, yeah, I think that's the way to go.
I think you should do it.
I think I should order them today.
Yeah, do it right now.
Well, I can't do it right now because I got to get my prescription. But here's the shitty part about it. If I would have had this idea 3 weeks ago, I literally just bought new lenses for both pairs of my glasses and both pairs of my sunglasses.
Yeah,
and that was $1,200 probably.
Like half the cost probably. You could.
I mean, I could have just not got one pair of sunglasses and one pair of regular glasses done, and paid for this one pair of glasses. So I've screwed myself, but it is a business expense, I guess.
Just like you did in the sex hotel. You screwed yourself.
Exactly, figuratively, and so if you would like to see that kind of stuff, I mean, I guess we might as well just go right here.
Yeah,
This
would help a lot.
If we get 1,000 people to do that, I mean, it could be insane, right? So, all right. So, what would you want to see me do in Japan?
I'd I think going to the baseball game again, like seeing Japanese baseball from like the view of the stands, like being in it would be super cool. The shopping, I think, would be a cool experience as well. Again, I think other people would probably like to see how the draft works, so I think that would be a big one for you. Food for me, like I want to see the Japanese food. I bet it's fucking killer.
Okay. Yeah, I think a lot of part. Oh, Brooklyn's now on live with us.
Okay.
She forgot to say Mario Kart racing, which I really want to do as well.
But sounds super dope.
It does.
Yeah,
it does sound dope. And I think the hard part of why I brought on Content Girl Brooklyn is because we talk about all this stuff, but a lot of people weren't seeing it. And so if we could see it, and people can say, oh, this is actually happening, and maybe it gives people some FOMO and all that stuff, then we can get more people to come.
Yeah.
But it's also in and around like, listen, my lifestyle is really cool. Like I get to go to all these places. So let's find a way to document it more.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think that's 100% true. Speaking back to the first time I did one of these tournaments, I remember signing up and being like, it's a big financial commitment, right? Like travel and the tournament and everything. But then once I did it, I was like, oh, clearly worth it. So I think you can maybe get a little bit of that out of the way by showing people what it's like to go to these things.
Yeah. And that is definitely the plan for sure. And listen, Japan's got low numbers. Like we're only like 22 skaters, 22 players. I'm recruiting locals now to come do it. And I'm like, oh, how are we going to do this if we only have 22 to 20? And then I remember the very first international one I ever did in Salzburg, Austria. We only had 6 skaters per team, and one team had 7 skaters. So we're gonna do it. I mean, we're there. I mean, I'm already booked. I'm already paid for.
Yeah.
So now it's like, how do we make this happen?
Right.
Maybe we give discounts tomorrow.
Bad, yeah.
Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, I'm going to give everyone a discount. Tomorrow's February 29th, right?
That's right. Leap day.
Leap year. So every tournament, every draft experience tournament, 29% off tomorrow.
Okay.
Using the code Leap Day.
Let's do it.
Okay. So it's from midnight until 11:59 p.m. Pacific. Use the code Leap Day, all caps, big letter caps.
No spaces.
No spaces, all one word. You can get 29% off of your tournament. So there you go. Everyone that says, oh, it's so expensive. Here you go. You just save a third. You don't use that code. You can't use 29% and $100 off. That's not cool. Don't sandbag us. All right. But just shout out to Tanis, who gave me that idea as I was walking up. She said all of her shopping places are sending out these emails, and we should do that too. And I said, yeah, we should.
Done.
So there we go. So, all right. What are we going to go to next year? What are we pivoting? What are we pivoting to?
You want to talk about more about us going viral?
Oh, yeah. Well, now that Content Girl Brooklyn's in the house,
yeah,
she for sure hooked us up with some videos.
Yeah.
Listen, we did a lot of the heavy lifting. I mean, listen, there aren't many people that are going to do push-ups into ranch dressing like me.
But you will.
I will, for sure.
Yeah.
And those are some good formed push-ups too.
Yeah.
This is from a guy that's like, I can't do push-ups. I'm too old. No. When you get ranch dressing down there?
For ranch, I'll do it.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, so we jumped on a TikTok viral trend, and that's another reason we brought Brooklyn on, because she's a bit younger than us.
Yeah.
I'm a man, I'm 40. And it's funny, I sneak that into like every show.
Yeah.
Well, one time we're going to do like a radio station thing where like when I say that, like the 10th caller wins something.
You know, that's a good idea.
When you hear the phrase that pays, 10th caller wins.
Are you a Seinfeld fan?
I like Seinfeld, but I like if there was Seinfeld trivia, I probably wouldn't be able to answer it.
So Seinfeld, there's a Superman reference or a Superman something in every episode of Seinfeld.
Oh,
So
no.
this is like our Superman reference. Is the I'm a man, I'm 40.
Okay, yeah. We'll do a contest around that sometime, and like you have to listen to it, and maybe that like the 10th person that calls in or something, and we'll answer every single person that calls on the show, and we'll be like, womp womp, you suck, and then the 10th one we'll be like, yes,
You're the winner.
But yeah, so Brooklyn jumped on a TikTok trend. First, she hit us with the Pookie is looking absolutely exquisite or whatever. That was the first one. That was a funny one.
Yeah.
And then she did, of course, I'm a beer leaguer, and it got picked up by a lot of people. Like there was, I don't even remember how many views, like 75,000 views from us, where like Bar Down just took the video, ripped it from us, and didn't even tag us in it, and had like 200,000 views and a lot of comments. And I got a stalker out of that one.
Yeah. So I started getting text messages with a screenshot of it because I was like the face of the thumbnail or whatever. And so I like all of a sudden I just got all these text messages from guys I play hockey with, like, oh, look who's famous. And I had no idea that it, obviously I'm not a social media guy, so I had no idea that it had been picked up, but I thought it was funny.
Yeah. And so, so with the love of being viral, we also get the hate. And here's what happened. I don't ignore comments. Like I read comments. I respond to a lot. Nick Dinosaur said that nice thing is I can show those screenshots to people and pretend it's me because him and Jason look very similar.
It's insane how many people come up to me and they're like, hey, remember when we played in such and such tournament? And I'm like, no, I've never played there. And they're like, no, we played together. We were on the same team. And I'm like, nope, never played there before. And sure enough, it's Nick Dinosaur that played with them.
Yeah. So, but anyway,
handsome guy, by the way, Nick Dinosaur. Holy shit, is he handsome?
Yeah, he is handsome. So someone chirped us for something, right?
They said it was cringy, which, by the way, that's the whole point of that video.
The whole point
is like
100%.
The whole point is to say cringy shit that beer leaguers do.
And I saw the guy's profile picture. He looked like the comedian Sinbad.
Looked just like him.
And I said, whoa, Sinbad, relax. With a lot of X's. Relax. And he went off the deep end. Like he looked me up on every platform. He started commenting on everything that I was a racist. And I'm like, racist? I don't understand this. And it wasn't even that I called him Sinbad, that he thought I was a racist.
It was no shock. It was
Nicker Jones. He thought that was a racist screen name. And I was like, man.
I'd like to reiterate, not a racist screen name.
Reiterate. It's because I'm a Chipper Jones fan and people start calling me Nicker Jones. And anyway, and so he went off and like he found like all my email addresses. He found all my social media. He literally commented on every single of my Instagram posts, every one of them.
He has a lot of time. Sinbad's out of work right now. He has a lot of time.
Yeah, and I was just like, holy moly. And then he emailed me, and his last one was he demanded an apology. Demanded one.
Demanded.
And I was like, bud, I'm sorry you took offense to me calling you Sinbad. Like, what do you want me to do? Like yeah, and then he started saying, oh, well, that's racist too, because I'm of Middle Eastern descent. And I was like, what?
Is Sinbad Middle Eastern descent?
Sinbad's African-American, but I did go back and look on it. And there is like a Sinbad in the Middle Eastern, like mythology or religious stories. That's a bad guy or something. Oh, okay. But I didn't even know that.
We didn't know that.
Yeah. Sorry.
We're American. We're not very cultured. We don't know anything about those things.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was exciting. It's always exciting to go viral. And, speaking of being cultured and being American, someone asked, should I buy my flights for Italy yet? Hell yeah, bro.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
Now.
Let's fucking go, bro. Buy them right now. We have enough people. We have 10 right now, 10 skaters. And I know of two more to be 12, and we got to get to 14. So I'm pretty sure we'll get 14th as a goalie. So I'm pretty sure we're going to get up to that number. I mean, I'd like to have 2 teams, but we're kind of to the point to know that, hey, this is where we're at. So yeah. Oh, let me take off this. I'll put back on the QR code in a second in case you think this episode is worth $1.
It
See, there it
definitely
is
is,
again.
by the way.
It is worth. It's worth more. Like if you can donate more, or if you want to become a VIP box member, here we are.
Yeah.
The pins are coming. Like that is a VIP shirt. I like that.
It's a
good VIP shirt.
By the way, my wife said the guy on here looks like if me and you had a baby together. So
that's actually what I went with. I sent him 2 pictures and I said, put it like if me and him had offspring together, if that's what it would look like. So I'm glad Kate's thinking about us.
Yeah.
So Kate, can Jason go to Japan?
She said, buy her some mirrors. She actually said that today. I was like, hey, I got a podcast today. She's like, well, tell Nick to send me a mirror, which tells me she probably listens to the podcast. She doesn't tell me she does, but she's probably listening right now.
She's a fan.
Yeah.
Kids, you know why? It's because I'm a big Swiftie.
Yeah.
Because I'm a huge Swiftie.
Yep.
And
so is she.
Yeah. And so me and her, we have that in common.
Yeah.
And so there we go. I mean, listen.
But it sounds like we found the recipe to get me to do more things, Nick. You just
gotta
start sending mirrors to the house.
Have I not been saying that for years?
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's go. We'll talk about Savannah in just 1 second. But I want to get into ref questions because there's a guy that's asking you questions because he obviously plays in your league or plays against you or plays with you. But shout out John Newell. He wants to know how the injured player from your team is feeling today. 1, 2, he wants to know how you're even up after the butt kicking you took last night. And
so we played a team last night that listen, John, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You play with a bunch of D-bags. Not you specifically. You know I love you, John. But we got our asses kicked last night. And more importantly, this is good to go into reffing. We had a player that got injured because a ref was way out of position, a new ref, and they collided with one of our players. She thought she broke her ankle. It turns out to be just a severe sprain. She's probably still going to be out for a decent amount of time because it swelled up really bad. But she's okay and feeling better today. And the good news is it's not broken.
That's good. Good news.
Yeah. By the way, that ref, terribly out of position. He was like 8 feet off the wall in the neutral zone in the middle of nowhere. Don't know what he was doing.
Well, but I know a ref that does know what he's doing. His name is you. So let's get into ref stories.
Yeah, so that was going to be one of my ref stories. Shout out to the ref that was way out of position last night and got in the way of our player and injured them. If you're thinking about reffing out there, I will tell you the most important and the hardest learning curve is positioning for a ref. This is a good example of it. I've been out of position before. Obviously, I'm not perfect. And it's something that, I've worked on and try to make sure I'm in good position now. But that is certainly one of the hardest things for a ref. I do have another story. The other night, there was a play going to the net, and I'm curious what you think about this, Nick.
Okay.
So hard play towards the net. There's 4 skaters going in. There's the guy with the puck and a defender on him. There's another guy coming in to try to, open up a pass across and a defender on him. The guy without the puck got cross-checked by his defender.
Okay.
He goes down, slides face first into the post of the goal, has no visor, no cage, nothing, and he split his forehead right down the middle on the post. Blood gushing out of his head. I get the penalty, obviously, so hand goes up. They remain in possession and score, right? While dude's on the ice bleeding, they still score. So the other team, the team that scored, and it's the same team that the guy got hurt on, won a penalty. And I'm like, I got the penalty, but you guys scored. Like it's going to be, it's wiped off the board because you guys scored. And they were furious because there was blood. And I'm like, well, there's blood because the guy's not wearing a visor or a mask or anything. It's not the same as like a high sticking. Your guy should probably wear a visor or a shield at least. So I was curious what you think about that, about the team still being upset that they don't get a penalty after scoring.
Well, I mean, the rules are the rules,
right?
And it's not. I mean, I don't know what penalty if you call it cross-checking or interference or whatever. I for some reason I'm thinking there is a penalty somewhere where if the person gets injured that it's 10 minutes, but that wouldn't give them a power play by any means. That would just get the guy out of there.
Yeah.
So I mean, if they scored, like it is a delayed penalty, and they scored, like it is what it is, right? So, I mean, I think it's a weird thing to be mad about. I mean, obviously mad because your guy's hurt. I get that. But that wasn't like the guy didn't.
It wasn't an intentional. It wasn't like I could tell from the play. He wasn't like trying to shove the guy into the net. He was trying to move the guy, cross-checked him, and unfortunately the guy went headfirst into the post.
Yeah, it's just a weird. I mean, I think you made the right call. I mean, you're the best ref in the world, right? Best beer league ref in the world. So of course the call was correct. I mean, but we're just really what you're saying is, do we think the team is stupid or not? And I would say yes, because why would you question the best beer league ref in the world? It seems silly, right?
Appreciate you pointing that out.
Yeah, for everyone that says that I hate refs, maybe I do, but I don't hate this one.
Yeah, that's it.
So,
the only other story I have is I had a guy go absolutely ballistic off of a really close offside call, right? So it's one of those where a guy's coming back to touch up, he's going in, he brought the puck in slightly before the guy got back, but I mean, it was inches. I called it offsides, blew it dead. And you would have thought I just ruined Game 7 of the Stanley Cup final for this dude. So this is just a PSA to you guys out there, especially on very close icing or offside calls. Let it go. It's not that serious.
Yeah, it's for the longest time, the only person that had ever been kicked out of a Dex got kicked out for arguing an offside call.
So
and it's
crazy.
like, and he was offside, like by 3 feet. That was what was funny about it. Cause I was literally standing outside of the rink, like right where it happened. And I'm like, Troy, you're offside, what are you arguing about? Right. But some people just lose their shit sometimes. Okay. As a ref, I don't know if this is a penalty. So there were Lolo. We all know Lolo. We all love Lolo. Yep. She's listening. Her and Sue. This is a little early for Sue to be in bed listening to us.
Yeah.
I wonder if Bill's got an off day or something. I don't know. But she said you should have seen Lolo's penalty a couple weekends ago. She dropped her stick. A player kicked it 6 feet away from her, and then the puck carrier stepped on the stick and fell. And I guess Lolo got a tripping penalty for that.
I definitely would not call that a tripping penalty.
Is that a thing? I mean, is that a thing?
I do not believe so, unless I missed that in my formal training, which was all of 3 hours. I do not believe so. I did have another guy who broke his stick the other day and then skated it all the way to the bench. It's the first time I've ever had to call a penalty on a guy for carrying his broken stick. Yeah.
Was he mad?
No, he wasn't. And not only that, his whole team was making fun of him. They were like, "What the fuck were you doing out there, you giant idiot?"
That's you break it, you just drop it.
You got to drop it. Yeah. Because otherwise it's basically a weapon at that point.
Yeah. So you must be in control of your stick at all times, even when it's 25 feet away. Well, what are you going to do? Yeah. So Savannah was rad.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yep.
I mean, I think people have asked me many times, like, how's your tattoo doing? And I got bad news. We didn't get tattoos.
We did not.
We just, there was a lot of stuff conspired against us to get them. Mainly being all the tattoo shops closed basically pretty early.
Yep.
The one that we went to only went cash only.
Yep. And not only did we not have time to get cash, we barely had time to get there before they closed. And to be honest with you, like, this is company marketing, and I was going to pay for it on the company card. Yeah. And
I just had an Amex, and I don't understand how in 2024 there are places that still don't accept payment in credit card.
I don't think it's super uncommon for tattoo places, but most of them prefer cash, but will take card, right? And even if it's like, we're going to charge you an extra 3% or whatever it is, right? But they give you the option to do that.
Yeah, listen, I don't think you guys understand. I'm trying to make diamond medallion status on Delta, and it bases off I could spend $28,000 in flights, but because I'm a Delta Business Reserve card member, for every $10 I spend, I get one MQD.
There you go.
And so basically, if I spend $280,000 on this card, then I just get status already. And at this point in time, I'm only $5,000 MQDs away, but I have 5,800 MQDs because like when you book your flights, you don't get the credit until, and so yeah, I'm already basically a diamond. So everyone needs to kiss my ass. But I want to spend it on a credit card, and you let me if you want me to buy from you. I don't walk around with cash.
Yeah, and so it was just a rough like timing, and that I had to leave to drive back to Nashville. It was like pouring down rain.
It was like I couldn't even see driving back.
Yeah, it was a rough drive back for sure. Yeah. And I was glad I left when I did, because if I would have waited 3-4 hours, which it probably would have been if we would have, I already got in at like 3 a.m, so I would have been rolling in at sunrise. So it was just, we tried. We really did try. I mean, we went to the tattoo shop. We went in. We gave them our design. We did all the things. It's just then we were like, oh, you guys are cash only, and we're kind of on a time crunch. So, and
they didn't say like, oh no, we'll take the card.
Right? They're like, yeah, cash only. Yeah. Sorry, you can come back if you want.
Yeah, we're like, we're not coming back. See you later. But as far as tournament, great tournament. DJ Johnny or Jim Bob the DJ, whatever his name was, great guy. He asked if he could be our mascot.
Johnny Songwriter.
Johnny Songwriter, that's his name. Yeah, Johnny Songwriter was the man. So, it was a good time. And now,
I had a great time. Hey, who won? Do you remember who won gold in that tournament?
Was that our team?
Oh,
did our team?
There it is, right there.
Oh, look at that! Mine's in my bag. I have so many of those medals. Ooh, gold champion! There it is. Boom, boom, boom. I have so many. I should clean out my hockey bag because it's probably adding an extra 15 pounds. All the gold medals I've won. I need to put them in my curio cabinet. Big display. So Philly this weekend, and then it's just the gauntlet of tournaments until the end of the summer, and So
back to the tattoos. We were gonna try to do it in Omaha.
Yeah,
I unfortunately am not going to be able to make it to Omaha because apparently flying to Nebraska is the hottest thing going right now because flights are crazy expensive. But I am coming to Boston.
Okay.
It sounds like the tattoo is happening in Boston. I'm going to start researching tattoo shops now so that we can avoid the time crunch that we were on last time.
When are you into Boston?
I'm coming in Thursday night. So I'll be there all day Friday, and I'm not leaving until Monday morning.
Okay. Yeah, same. What time Thursday?
I think it's pretty late.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it's like 10 o'clock at night. I get
in. And you're not a Boston fan?
I am not. I really wanted to do Ann Arbor. If I couldn't do Omaha, I was going to do Ann Arbor, but it got canceled. So I'm going to Boston by default, not because I enjoy the city. Although I am looking forward to some lobster rolls.
And the theme. Like you're a Friends guy.
Oh, I'm a Friends guy too. Yeah. The Joey jersey is fantastic. I've seen it.
Yeah, we have Joey. I've got a Phoebe to release. And we got 6. We need some more skaters. We need about 8 more skaters to get to that 10 skater mark for 6 because we were sold out, and I kind of went late to add it to 6 teams, and so now so we gotta get up there on that.
So if you want to see me and Nick in the same place, Boston will be the place to do it. So sign up now because we need 8 skaters.
We need some skaters and probably 2 goalies.
So get on it.
We do need, does Brooklyn ask, do we need Boston content? We do need Boston content. I just need more skaters because then I got to buy your flight out there. Content girl Brooklyn. Hey, listen, she's a businesswoman. She's not working for free.
Right. She's smart. She knows what she's doing.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing. She knows. But hey, Brooklyn, you could get Brett to come and he can get 29% off by using the code LEAPDAY, all uppercase, all one word. It's only good for tomorrow. Starts at 12. Lolo, Boston is St. Patrick's Day weekend. So we're talking about not this weekend, not next weekend, but the weekend after that. Does Sue says Bill's in the office. She's watching us on the down low. So she's gonna listen to the playback later, probably.
Yeah.
Sue and Lolo should come.
I agreed. And Lolo, bring Becky.
Yeah. I mean, why wouldn't she?
Right.
That seems, and listen, we can do drunk history. I'll give you guys a drunk history lesson. We can talk about a lot of things going on in Boston.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So, all right. Do we have anything else? Are you a concert guy? Like, do you like concerts?
I do enjoy concerts. It's been a while since I've been to a good one. surprisingly, the last 2 concerts I've went to were Bruno Mars and Maroon 5, but both great performers.
That sounds like
both put on good concerts.
Sounds like a good, yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm not a concert guy. I've been. I'll tell you the concert I've been to. I've been to New Kids on the Block when I was 7.
Solid.
Yep. I went to Creed when I was in high school.
Okay.
I've seen Elton John live.
Wow.
In a Vegas show.
That had to be good.
That was a good one. Yeah. It was really weird. I mean, it just kind of reaffirmed to me that everyone loves boobies, because Elton John is obviously a homosexual man, but in his thing, there was like this huge set of inflatable titties that would just pop up ever so randomly, and I appreciated it. Yeah. And apparently,
listen, anyone can appreciate art, whether you find it sexual or not. It's still art.
Yeah, still art, and boobies is art.
Boobies are art.
So the reason I'm asked this, because I'm like I said something about Taylor Swift. Like, I don't see how people go and sit in stadiums. I have a singer that's outside of Elvis Presley, probably my favorite singer. My second favorite singer is someone probably people don't know. Like, he's an R&B guy from the UK. His name is Craig David. He's my favorite singer. Okay. And I like him because one, he writes his own stuff, but also like he's one of the few guys that like go up acoustically and just fucking, and he sounds
crush it.
Better acoustic.
You're like, wow, this guy could actually sing.
And so he hasn't done any US stuff in forever. And I always said, man, I just want to go see him. And so he booked like a 5-date tour in May, right before Cleveland, and it's in Philly. So I got tickets to that. So I'm super stoked to be going to see Craig David. And so see if I have those glasses.
Yeah.
I can live stream it. Well, right?
Yeah.
See, Craig David also knows the days of the week really well. You know why?
Yeah.
Because he met a girl on Monday, took her for a drink on Tuesday, and they were making love on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
That's a lot of love making, by the way.
But he chilled on Sunday.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so, I would assume so. He needed some rest after all that.
Yeah. I mean, that's especially right when, but I mean, he was in his 20s at that point.
Oh, okay. So I guess I probably could have done that. I'm almost 40. I'm a man.
Yeah, I'm a man. I'm 40. I can't, back-to-back days gets kind of tough, these days. So, so I'm getting into the and I think it'll be better because I think it's a smaller venue. Like, it's at like the Fillmore in Philadelphia. So it's like a theater type.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's also went more into like house music. So he does like these Ibiza shows, like pool shows where he does a bunch of DJing and stuff, because that's how he started.
Right.
And so, so I'm super stoked to be doing that. So that's another thing that's a non-hockey thing that's actually on my docket that I'm excited about.
Those theater shows are dope. Obviously, Nashville has the Ryman, which is like world famous, but it's like a small theater style venue. And, I saw, do you remember Neon Trees?
Yes.
I saw them there. They put on a solid show there. So those are more fun concerts, I feel like, because it's still a good environment without being like crammed in with 60,000 other people.
Yeah. I'll tell you, if I ever won the lottery, I would probably book a Craig David show and just what's it going to cost me? Probably going to cost me about $100,000.
Probably. Yeah.
Right. And he just
maybe less.
Maybe. Yeah. But he just does a show, and I say, just bring your guitar player and let's me and you.
You're not even going to bring Tanis to this? This is just a one-on-one session?
I'll probably bring like a small group, an intimate group of people to this that enjoy Craig. Because not many people know and enjoy Craig, It's just like, I think the other day when we were talking about Justin Bieber, I think I said something about it where the guy was like, oh, Justin Bieber sucks. But he doesn't suck. You just don't like that type of music.
Right. Yeah.
He's extremely talented and is incredible. And it takes a certain person to kind of like, Matt Miller's in. So,
there you go.
So maybe more people like Craig than I thought. Right? Yeah. But he's definitely not mainstream as one would think. Right.
Yeah.
And he listen, when he first came out, Bad Boy Records tried to sign him, and he turned him down to kind of stay on his own. And he could have been massive if Bad Boy.
Probably. Yeah.
And apparently,
although Bad Boy's got some rough press coming out right now.
Yeah, I mean, he might have got touched. I don't know.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I don't know.
Allegedly.
But yeah, so super stoked about everything that's coming up. Okay, are we ready to get to the question from?
Let's do a question. Let's do it.
We have a couple of them, but we've run a little long today.
Yeah, which is not like us. Usually we're
short. Yeah,
we're short.
Yeah, minute boys. Hey, speaking of that, I have this idea, and you know I'm an idea guy.
I know you are.
I'm a big idea guy.
Yeah.
There's something I want to do.
Okay.
I think it'd be really cool. It's just in its like being born evolution phases.
Still rough giraffe. Got it.
I want to do like a 24-hour telethon
Okay.
where we raise money for some charity.
Okay.
But we're literally on for 24 hours, and we have to fill 24 hours of content.
So between the two of us, we can talk for 24 hours. I have zero doubt.
Yeah,
I just am a little worried of where the subjects might lead by hour 2.
But okay, yeah. But you remember like growing up, like OETA would have these. Oh,
Yeah.
gotta stay on the air because we're public access.
Yeah.
And then they'd have like someone in the back like answering phones. Like that's what I want to do. I want to
Okay.
have like all these phones, and you call in, and we rate. I don't know what we'll raise the money for. It'll be some nice charity.
Something good. Yeah.
Maybe it'll be us. I don't know. No. But like we just do it, and we fill. But it doesn't have to be us talking. Like we could have like a video game segment. We could
Okay.
have like a sauce toss segment. We could have different games. We could have other people like come in and like do things.
Okay.
Like, oh, here's the guy that spins plates. We could maybe have that scrappy dude that's doing all the puck tricks.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
he comes
Oh,
on,
yeah.
does some puck tricks or something.
Yeah.
And I just think that would be really cool. And it's just, we're just raising money, just a couple bros raising money for a good cause for 24 hours. And I think that would be really fun.
Yeah. You've
And
sold me.
Okay. And look, I got BLPA Streamapalooza. Yeah, sure. You know, maybe we'll get Craig David to
Maybe.
come in
Yeah.
acoustically. He can play a song or something. What's your flavor? Tell me what, all that good stuff.
Yeah.
But that's an idea that I've been having.
Okay.
And I have a lot of ideas.
You do.
Don't get me wrong. But there are some ideas that just keep popping up. This is one of them.
Okay.
And the problem with my ideas is when I know that I'm going to have to do it is when it keeps popping up and I can't make it stop popping up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've had ideas where I wanted to start a vending machine business. I thought that'd be good. And it was a good idea, but then it went away because maybe it's just not that good of an idea because there's so many vending machines already.
My dad also has that idea, by the way. He's constantly talking to me about it.
The reason I'm bringing vending machines up again is because we're going to Tokyo and they have like 5 million vending machines in Tokyo. It's an absurd. It's like one vending machine for every 24 people.
That it's 25, and this was a trivia question that I had the other day in pub trivia, so I can confirm because I was thinking, it's probably like 1 in 1,000 because there's a lot of vending machines. No, it's 1 in 25 people, one vending machine per 25 people in Japan.
And do you know the shit that is in those vending machines?
I've heard some crazy things. Yeah.
I mean, sure, there are women's used panties and that. Yeah, cool. Brooklyn, if we're gonna get I guess we're gonna have to buy some vending machine panties. No, but they literally have like full food, full meals in vending machines. Pocari Sweat.
It's crazy.
That's their water drink. Like Gatorade is called Sweat. Pocari Sweat. But I think vending machines would be profitable. But the issue is that you have to keep going back and restocking them.
For sure.
And not that that's an issue, just I forget things. You know what I'm saying? And so
they'd be calling you like, hey, your vending machine's been empty for 2 months. You're like,
yeah. And I'd be like, oh shit. Yeah, that one. Okay. And so that's basically where we're at. Right. But this whole idea of doing a telethon, I think is a good idea.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe we don't stop at 24. Maybe we do a whole weekend stream.
Wait, are we not sleeping for an entire weekend?
Well, listen, we'd have to take shifts at this point, right?
Okay. Yeah.
We'd have to be like, okay, there's a cot in the back. Me and Jason are back there, spooning. That's content too.
Yeah.
So if anyone would be interested in that, that's listening to this, let me know. Cause I don't think I need any more motivation to do it because it keeps popping up in my head.
Right.
But it would probably hasten the case if people are like, oh yeah, that would be really cool. I would stream in and watch it. Right. And, I just think it would be a good time. That's all.
Yeah. And like we could have milestones when we reach certain things. We have to do things like we reach $100. We do the cinnamon challenge. We reach $1,000. We do, I don't know. The people can tell us some crazy shit that we got to do.
Oh, that would be a good one. This is almost Mr. Beast-esque.
Yeah, kind of.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Not that we're Mr. Beast.
No.
We're certainly better looking.
I like this. Yeah, we for sure. But hey, can you imagine our looks with his money?
Oof.
Yeah,
unstoppable, bro.
Game over, man.
Yep.
Okay, let's listen to this question here.
All right.
We haven't listened to this. This was just sent in. Okay. I don't know what it's going to say. I'm just going with the shorter question that we have here. All right.
Okay. So hopefully it's 12-year-old appropriate.
Yeah, hopefully. If you're 12 years old, don't
be sent back. Like dinosaurs.
All right, here we go. All right, I'm hitting play.
All right, fellas. Game's over. Skated hard. I gotta change. I whipped my shirt off. I gotta get the sweat off. The ladies are out. Are you looking? Just want to know.
Whew. Well,
my wife's listening to this podcast.
Okay. The short answer is yes. But I don't want people to think that I'm going to be staring at boobs just because they're there. I mean, At the end of the day, like, guys are going to take a peek. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I see dongs, and I promise you I'm not trying to see dongs, but it just happens.
Because that's the thing. Like, if you ask any girl right now, if a dude's dong's hanging out in the dressing room, Dutch, are you going to, will you look at it? And they'll say, yeah, take a peek. Right. I think it's just the way it is, especially if, like, I'm talking to you and you get undressed there. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Right.
Like, no.
Or like you're talking and you're just like, yeah, that play, when you were coming down the right side, that was a really good pass. Like, that would be weird, you know?
Yeah. I mean, I just think, oh, well, listen, someone just said I drooled when I laughed. What chick is whipping out their boobs in a co-ed locker room? A lot of them. Like, I've seen a lot of naked bodies. Male.
I've only seen a couple girls actually, and like in my league, most girls come dressed underneath, and like it's, you know, sports bra and yoga pants or whatever that they wear underneath. But it does happen.
In Canada, it's different.
Yeah, for sure. And the ones I've seen were all Canadian girls at draft style tournament.
And listen, it's not a big deal, but I'm going to tell this story. In Oklahoma, it was the same thing. Like, there was very few females playing, and they'd come dressed or whatever. But my very first pickup in Canada, I'm there, and this beautiful woman walks in. I'm not going to say her name because I've told the story to her before, and she thought it was funny. And she comes in. She's a nice Italian, dark complected, just beautiful. Like, she's a really pretty lady. And we're talking, and she just takes off her clothes right in front of me, her top. And I'm like, oh, I love Canada.
Yeah.
But then probably 20 minutes later, like a 6'2" woman, very large woman, comes in, does the same thing. Right. So you got to take the good with the bad, right?
Not that we dislike 6'2" women.
No, and I like both girls. Like, I still talk to both girls, and I still like them. But it's just the dichotomy of the.
Yeah, the first time it happened to me, same thing. I was like, you were almost like, oh, I didn't know that was going to happen in here. And again, I've only had it happen a couple of times, but one of them was she went like all of it off and was complete. Like, and I was like, oh, okay. One girl full clam, and I'm like, I'm tying my skates, and she's talking to me. My head is at clam level, and she took it off, and I'm like, oh, there it is. Yeah. And so it just happens. It's just, like, we're all adults. Just skin. It is what it is. But it's like the sun. You don't stare.
You don't stare. That can get you hurt.
Yeah.
You know. To answer this lady's question, like, if they're just out, I'm probably gonna take a peek and go about my business. Like Nick says, we get peripheral notification. Are those boobs? Yep, cool. And then you go about your business.
Right.
So don't think there's a bunch of horn dogs in there. Just
because at the end of the day, if I want to see boobs, the internet's full of them.
100%. And they're not like sweaty hockey boobs, right? You know, and some people are into that. Everyone has a niche. Like, I bet in Japan, we could sell some sweaty hockey boobs.
Probably, for sure. There's a market there for sure.
You know what I'm going to do when we go to Japan?
Sweaty hockey boobs.
No, I'm going to fashion like a pixelated thing on my junk, and I'm going to walk around the hockey locker room with just this big pixelated piece of cardboard right there, just to be funny. I think that would be.
That's a great idea.
Good stuff. So, So, if anyone else has any questions, you can send it to me. I forgot our number, but I'll send the number and we can take them from there. Cause we do have the number. We gotta get his cards made for the referee. The girls love the girls love these questions.
Yeah.
Right. Like people think, oh, is that disgusting? A 12-year-old shouldn't be listening to a show about boobs being whipped out in the locker room. It's like, well, listen, you're right. You're right. You just
correct.
proved our point. But if
Yeah.
they're going to listen and they want to share us on TikTok, then let's go. So,
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to add? Hour and 10 minutes.
We did good today. Solid show.
Oh, and apologies for our last show. Apparently we had like 2 hours of dead time on our show.
We should continue adding 2 hours of dead time, but like in some of them, we'll just put like a little nugget somewhere in there just to make people keep listening.
Well, like I said, you can subscribe to us on Facebook now, and I think it's like $6 a month. And we need to start. We have a couple subscribers on there, and we got to answer the ref question from earlier. So let me scroll all the way up here. Phew. But we got to start making content for those people that are subscribing to us.
Yeah, for sure.
And while you're here, if you guys are listening to us on Spotify or on Apple, can you guys like give us a 5-star rating, maybe a little comment saying these guys are hilarious and handsome as fuck, something like that. Okay, so remember the question they asked us at front: should a ref get involved in a dispute between players that has basically gotten taken care of? And he said, myself and another player were battling hard here and there for pucks. He would hack and whack everyone all night long. So on a play, I swing my stick back and whack him. Towards the end, I score and look to their bench. The ref gets pissed that I looked at their bench and bitched me out for taunting, basically.
So from the ref's point of view, while you probably look at this as like not a big deal, what the ref sees is a potential for a later shit show. So I understand why a ref would tell you to knock it off and bitch you out, whatever he did or she did.
Unknown caller.
Another unknown caller.
All right, fella.
Yeah, I would say like the reason the ref probably gets irritated is because something like that could lead to further escalation down the road. So he's basically trying to, as Nick said, game manage to say like, hey, knock off the bullshit because I don't want to deal with it later.
Yeah. That's pretty reasonable.
And not that you did something crazy by looking at their bench, but at the same time, now their guy gets pissed, comes over and, cross checks you. And then now your team's pissed and it just escalates from there.
And then you guys are having a knife fight in the parking lot. And we don't need that.
And,
right?
and even last minute of the game, like it could still escalate to the handshake line. We had a game a couple nights ago that I wasn't reffing, but was there reffing the other side. And that the handshake line got out of hand because in the last minute of the game, people got heated and it carried over. So,
you know what people should do for people that like fight in beer league games? They should have like, have you seen those like big oversized hockey gloves or boxing gloves?
Yeah.
You should just make people box in that. Be like, okay,
Yeah.
get off the ice, get changed. You have your boxing match.
Yeah.
I think that would get a lot of the animosity out of things.
I think so too.
The
Because at
only
the end of
problem
the
is
time,
they have those wood handles.
Yeah.
And you can like hit someone that, I mean, okay, we don't want to do that. But what I'm saying is like, if we let them fight in a way where they wouldn't really get injured.
Right. Just let them get it out of their system.
When we do our telethon, we should get one of them blow up things. And we do a boxing. We box whoever. We're like, okay, if you donate $100,
you could come down and box me.
You can pick who boxes.
Yeah.
And then it scans over and it's me and you just in these, or sumo suits would be hilarious too.
Sumo suits would be good. Yeah.
Maybe we have like 4 or 5 things around and it's like, okay, you donated. Who do you want and what do you want to
do? Yeah. I like it.
You know what challenge I really want to do? Like
what's that?
We're just adding more on. Like you remember like the obstacle course in American Gladiators with like the guy shooting the tennis, and they're trying to shoot the rockets. I'm like, how do you miss like the rocket? And like, how do you miss? How I don't understand. But I think that would be if we could find out where they filmed that. Like it has to be a American Gladiator set somewhere. And I
think they like tried to reboot it recently too, so that probably is.
Like I wouldn't be good with the rings where they had to hold on to the rings and like chicken fight because I got bad shoulders. Yeah. But I would be pretty good at the joust, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And like the gauntlet, That I mean that
Gauntlet
would be
fun.
Yeah.
What
So
about the one where they like have to slam the basketball on the thing, but the guy's trying to tackle him?
Oh yeah, and are they were they slamming it or were they on like trampolines?
No, I think they were like they had like a rolling bucket almost thing, and like the one guy had to get a ball and get it into.
Oh, it was just a round circle, and they were opposite sides,
Yeah.
and there were what like 2 or 3 of them, and both guys were running through
Yeah.
there, and they had to get to. Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
would be fun.
That would be a good one.
Oh yeah, bring back Guts from Nickelodeon. He
Guts
says
was the shit, bro.
Guts was
Yeah.
something. So basically, this is going to be our telethon. Is just
Yeah.
doing this stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
We got to figure it out.
Okay.
See,
I'm in.
it's growing. It's
The idea is
growing.
going, guys. Give us more, and we'll keep it growing, and we'll make it happen.
Man, it would be fun to like box someone, like oversized box people, like, and we just bring in people we don't like. Like, what if we bring Sinbad in, and I just get the well on him in these boxing gloves? That would be.
It's
I
a
think we
great
could solve a
idea.
lot of the world's problem, like a lot of people's anger issues. I think we could solve by
Yeah.
doing this stuff.
I agree.
So, all right. Well, I guess I better do some work before I have to leave tomorrow. And thanks for joining us, everybody.
Yeah.
We'll be live again next week, and then let's see. I'll be in Omaha, so Oklahoma. I'll have to do one from Oklahoma because it's between Omaha and Oklahoma, and then Boston will be together.
Together, we'll do a
Hey,
live
let's see
one.
if we can do a 2-hour podcast in Boston.
I'm down.
An actual 2, not where we just add extra time at the end with nothing, but 2 hours.
Okay.
And we won't freeball it. We'll
We'll
actually
write it out.
plan out everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, you guys will blow your fucking minds. All right, guys. Anything else to add? Tell them where they can find us one more time, Jason.
At the BLPA on all social medias, Nicker Jones on Twitter, the Nicker Jones on Instagram, and Beer League Jason on Twitter.
And if you want to donate to us, if you want to subscribe to us on Facebook, if you want to Patreon us, we're trying to get Jason paid, make this show
Yeah.
better. That's what we're trying to do. Other than that, be good or be good at it.